Sri Natin khade, sir, Joint Secretary, Department of Land Resources, Government of India. Distinguished guests, it's a pleasure to introduce Natin khade, the Joint Secretary in the Department of Land Resources, Government of India. He is an IAS officer of 2004 batch from Assam Cadre. In his present role, he is shaping the national land and watershed management agenda, including water development, spring management, digital land records, modernization, land use planning, and state capacity enhancement. Shri Ganesh brings to his role a strong background in rural development, policy coordination, and institutional reforms. I wholeheartedly invite you, the dais, sir, to kindly share your few thoughts of his.
Jai Watershed, Jai LRI. I hope my sound is reaching at the end. We have seen that on the dais we are not able to hear properly. आज मंच पर उपस्थित रिवॉर्ड वर्ल्ड मैंडेटेड प्रोजेक्ट के अंतर्गत इस इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के लिए जो हमारे बीच उपस्थित है वो कर्नाटका के माननीय कृषि मंत्री श्री स्वामी जी, मिस्टर एंड्रयू गुडलैंड, लीड एग्रीकल्चर स्पेशलिस्ट फ्रॉम वर्ल्ड बैंक, मिस्टर स्टैनफोर्ड ब्लेड, डीडीजी क्रिसैट, श्रीमती तनुजा ठाकुर जी, my colleague, joint secretary in ULR and financial advisor, Dr. Suresha, Vice Chancellor, University of Agricultural Sciences, Shri Manoj Kumar ji, Principal Secretary, Department of Forest, Government of Karnataka. I welcome all the national as well as international delegates to this international conference on behalf of Government of India's Department of Land Resources. We are thankful to Government of Karnataka for hosting this international conference in Bangalore in such a grand fashion. We are now at a crucial stage of reward program. We have completed around 3 to 4 years, and now we are doing a stock taking. If we see our national size of degraded land, it's around 98 million hectares. So 9.8 crore hectare land of our country is degraded. So it comes to around 29% of our total geographical area. So most of this degraded land is rain-fed or drought-prone. So the farmers staying in these areas, they are not able to achieve that economic prosperity which the farmers staying in the irrigated areas are having. So in a way we are working to make these rain-fed agriculture or drought-prone areas into fertile lands and to bring prosperity in the lives of the farmers staying in these areas. तो एक हिसाब से हम जैसे बोलते हैं कि हम हमारे देश की धरती को हम सुजलाम सुफलाम करने का कार्य करते हैं। ये कार्य करते वक्त हमें ये भी देखना है कि how we can keep pace with the changing times. We need to infuse newer technology, newer approaches in our implementation strategy. When we think of watershed, there are two aspects. First is the technical aspect, the technology which we are using, and the second is watershed governance. What kind of community institutions we are strengthening, we are setting up to ensure sustainability of our works. So when it comes to technology, now we need to move with time. We need to study what other countries are doing, and I think that is the real purpose of this conference. We have invited around 8 to 10 international experts. We all are quite excited to hear from them what's happening in other countries, what's happening in United States of America, what's happening in Africa, what's happening in Europe, what's happening in China, and how we can learn from them. We are at a very crucial juncture. We are going to have our next mainstream scheme, that is watershed development component of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana 3, which will be rolled out from 26 onwards. So we need to finalize our national technical guidelines and the reward, and then we'll see how we can scale up the concepts of weighted and reward. So I think for successful implementation of the scheme, there are two basic requirements. First is how do we scale up the pilot project, the demonstration project, and second, how do we bring in ease in implementation? Ease in understanding for the common man or the common farmer. So when we discuss about LRI, we need to simplify it. When we discuss about hydrology, we need to simplify it. And then we need to take it to the farmer. With this objective, we had suggested Karnataka government and Odisha government to take up LRI Yatra, LRI March. I'm glad to hear that they have already started it. We want these LRI related complex aspects to be understood by the farmers in a very simple way, so that they adopt those technologies. So we need to take these emerging technologies to farmers, we need to demystify them. I'm very happy to also know that Karnataka has done good progress in FPU and the reward. They have substantially strengthened some FPUs. So this is how we can strengthen the community structure there. One of the major weakness of our mainstream scheme, that is watershed development component Prime Minister irrigation scheme, is that after we leave that area after 5 years, we are not able to sustain those structures qualitatively. So the Gram Panchayat doesn't have that time and focus to pay attention to the maintenance of the structures. So we need to create some kind of institution there which will have some economic interest in the maintenance of the structures. So if the farmer producer organization in that area, they have some economic interest in terms of increased farm produce, they will take care of the maintenance of those structures. So Karnataka has shown us the way how we can strengthen the FPOs. Obviously, there has been some substantial financial support given by the state, but that we can do. We can do it for other parts of the country also. Similarly, we can also study the Marvi model. There is one MOU between Australia and India, and one university in Australia, that is Western Sydney University. They have done this Marvi project in Rajasthan, and under that project, they have strengthened the village cooperative there. So the village cooperative is taking care of the sustainability aspect in those areas. So if we can infuse such kind of community setups in our project area, that would be really helpful. If we are planting some sapling, we need to say to it that it becomes a big tree. And I think that is something which is lacking in watershed program. When we contrast it with other developmental departments like education, health, they have their foot soldiers on ground continuously. They are incrementally increasing their infrastructure there. If suppose there was a single room school 50 years back in some village, after 10 years it became 2-room school, it became 4-room school. Now there is a good building with 20-30 teachers. So that has not happened with watershed works. If we had started working in 5,000 hectare area in some rain-fed area 50 years back, then it should have expanded. That circle should have expanded. But that has not happened. So we need to think on these aspects. How we can expand our area of influence. The major criticism against us is that our work is not that prominently visible. It may be good in Karnataka, it may be good in some 3-4 other states, but on a large scale, that is the observation. So we need to find answers to these questions. And for infusing community participation, we have also undertaken 2-3 major public reach campaigns this last year. We had undertaken Watershed Yatra. We had engaged some 39 odd vans, and they went across the country, and then we engaged groundbreaking ceremonies of our works, completion ceremonies of our works, watershed ki panchayat, so that common people know about the importance of soil and water conservation. Then we also honored the grassroots level workers. We honored around 70,000 grassroots workers. We want them to be community leaders in watershed in those areas. We know about Mr. Popatkar Pawar, we know about Mr. Paliwal. They have also been conferred with Padma Shri. Government has recognized their good work. But we need such thousands of Pawas and Palivas in the country if we want the community-led watershed development to be successful. So with that objective, we had undertaken this watershed yatra. And along with that, we also had one watershed Jan Bhagidari Cup. We want to have a healthy competition amongst projects. We have around 1200 projects going on in the country. Then there we are trying to encourage people, public, private partnership. We want contributions from all. Government is putting money, good. NGOs, CSR fund, crowdfunding can be there. If somebody can't contribute in terms of cash, he can contribute in terms of kind. If suppose he provides a JCB for 2 days, that's welcome. If somebody provides 100 liters of diesel to run that JCB, that's great. If some gentleman from Bangalore, if he is settled in California and if he wants to do something for his village, okay, he can't give 10 lakh rupees or a crore rupees to build a road or to build the entire school building. But he can contribute 10,000 rupees in individual capacity in that crowd fund. So such kind of work we are encouraging under Jan Bhagidari Cup. And we are very happy to tell you all that the seed which we had sown last year, it's bearing fruits. This year we have launched Watershed Mahotsav from 11th of November from Guntur, our Honorable Union Minister for Rural Development and Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji, launched it from Guntur on last 11th of November. And we have awarding the projects which won last year's Jan Bhagidari Cup. We know that there are certain states like Maharashtra, Karnataka, Rajasthan which have this Jan Bhagidari, this public participation concept. But the other states, especially in northern India, in eastern India, they don't have this concept of community participation in government work. So we want this thought to be inculcated in those states. So with this Jan Bhagidari Cup, with this Watershed Yatra, it has started there. And most importantly, we are sustaining that initiative. As we all understand the importance of sustenance. So this year we have launched Watershed Mahotsav. So the same kind of programs are being conducted. Jan Bhagidari, P-Bogij, in Jan Bhagidari again we will lay stress on 4P. So we have rebooted the Jan Bhagidari Cup 2026 and our Honorable Minister Shivraj will be doing mass scale groundbreaking and completion ceremonies in these 28 states and 2 UTs. So we want watershed to be visible. We want the community to get engaged in watershed development works. And reward has also been very useful in giving us some insights. So FPO, I think we couldn't implement that strongly in WC, but under reward, yes, it has been done well. And we will definitely think of this aspect when we will be framing WC3. We have international experts, so India has been very important partner in knowledge sharing, international agricultural best practices. India has been sharing very liberally with other developing countries. So along with listening from them, what other countries have done, I think they may also benefit from listening from us what we have done in watershed development. India's watershed development history or progress is quite organic. We know that no two countries have similar geography, similar land holding pattern, similar political setup. So India has indigenously developed its own watershed development program. And in that sense, we can definitely say that we are Atmanirbhar in case of watershed development also. So the international experts can also come to know about these aspects. We would like them to give their expert comments on our reward related findings. We are going to field also day after tomorrow. So on that also we would like to know their observations. And with these deliberations, we can definitely aim to make the entire world, as we say, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Thank you. Dhanyavad. Jai Hind.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम ना।